Tetseo Sisters are a quartet of sisters from the northeast Indian state of Nagaland. They are devoted to the art and tradition of the vocal folk music of the state and have been performing on stage since they were children. The Tetseo Sisters Mütsevelü, Azine, Kuvelü, Kuku, and Alüne, Lulu, grew up in Kohima, the capital of Nagaland, and belong to the Chakhesang Naga, one of the major Naga ethnic groups. They sing in Chokri, the dialect of the region around Phek District. From early days, their parents acquainted the girls with Lee, the traditional songs of their home region. They first performed as a group in 1994 and have been making regular appearances since 2000 at the Hornbill Festival, Nagaland's biggest annual cultural event, and at several other festivals and events. Growing popularity made them enlarge their radius, performing all over Nagaland, the 7 sister states, and other Indian states.
Hello friends, my name is Mercy Tetseo. Today I would like to share our story how Tetseo Sisters band formed. My childhood was filled with music. Every weekend, mom would teach us folk music in Chokri, our native language. And generally, the Tetseo household would jam to music right from Abba and Elvis to Shakira and Dolly Parton. Little did we know that there'd come a point where, through YouTube, people would jam to Tetseo Sisters. My first ever singing performance was at 3, at our church. I was very young, but I still remember the feeling of being on stage, singing my favorite song, with everyone's attention on me. I loved it. I told my parents, I want to sing more. Being music lovers and performers themselves, they were ecstatic. After that, I took part in every event at school. And by the time I was 9, Azine and I formed a band. Eventually, Kuvelü and Lulu joined us and we became a band of 4. And when I was just 12, a schoolmate's mom, a director at Doordarshan, saw our performance and said, "You sing so well. Come, perform at Doordarshan." We were over the moon. We practiced for days and prepared 20 songs for our recording. It was our first performance as a band outside of school. We wanted to be perfect. And when we saw ourselves on TV, a month later, the drive in us only grew. After that, we became known as the Tetseo Sisters. For the next few years in school, ours remained the most awaited performance in school. Our seniors, peers and even teachers excitedly waited for our gigs. So, music was always the string that tied all of us together. It didn't make much of a difference even when we moved cities for college. The first time we performed outside of Northeast was in Delhi, in 1998. It didn't take a second for me to say yes. Hundreds of people came to watch us. Ever since, we've performed all across India, even in small towns like Haflong. And 7 years later, we had our first international event in Thailand. Not only were we representing Northeast, we were representing India. It was an overwhelming feeling. Still, there were some who advised us, "You should be in the kitchen," or "Get settled and have kids." But we are musicians, we are pros at blocking out the noise. We weren't going to stop, so we started our YouTube channel in 2011. And through our passion for music, we are trying to preserve the Chokri language and culture, so it can live on for generations to come. From then to now, we've been performing and making more music. Once, in 2014, we performed 45 gigs in 1 month including 3 at NH7. But you know what our biggest win has been? A fan once commented on our YouTube video saying, "You represent Northeast." It felt special to make someone happy with our music. Because I've always felt that music is the key to happiness. And I am so glad to be on this journey with my sisters. We are 4 girls, from a small town, on the global map. So, I don't know about others, but I think we are quite successful and happily settled.
Lee is the Chokri Naga word for folk songs or songs of the people. The Chakhesangs have a huge repertoire of folk songs that have been compiled into a traditional songbook, Lee Kukre Kutiko, that consists of 223 common songs. Most of the other songs have been handed down through oral tradition, much like any other Naga tribe, from generation to generation in the villages of the region. There are Lee for special events, love songs, children's songs, laments, war songs and songs that are related to agriculture and its seasonal activities. The repetitive ho-hi-ho, hio-hio-he choirs are shared between separate groups, either ad-lib or echoing one another. These songs are sometimes accompanied by the one-stringed instrument tati or heka libu, mithun horn, which they play.